I dropped my newborn and didn't tell anyone when I should have. Throw away for obvious reasons. I'm also mobile, so forgive me for any formatting issues. When I was 39 weeks and 4 days pregnant, I went into my doctor's office for my last checkup. I was being watched carefully for high blood pressure, and on this day it wouldn't go down even after drinking water and laying on my left side for a while. My doctor decided to send me to the hospital to be induced. I spent the next 5 days in labor, trying every induction method besides Cytotec. Nothing was working even after manually opening my cervix to 4 centimeters, and I suspect this might be due to the magnesium drip I was also on for my blood pressure. In the end, I ended up having a C-section. Now, the hospital I was delivering at was a baby-friendly hospital, meaning the babies roomed in with the mother. The nursery was completely shut down unless a baby needed medical help. This also meant that there was no one available to take your baby if you needed to shower or sleep or anything else. My son's father worked overnights and wouldn't take off any time after the birth either. So there I was as a first-time mom, 36 hours out from having major surgery, and still on medicines to lower my blood pressure. I was also taking amitriptyline for insomnia, which the nurse dispensed to me. It was the middle of the night and my son started to cry. I picked him up and we sat down in a chair and I put him on my chest. I must have passed out because I suddenly woke to my baby on the cold hard floor of our hospital room. I picked him up and checked him over and he seemed fine. I was especially worried about his head, but didn't notice any abnormalities and he never developed any bruises or anything. At the time, I know I should have told someone. I didn't because I was so afraid that he would be taken from me. I was so afraid anyone would think I was unfit or couldn't be trusted. I never told my son's father because he was abusive and this was something that would put me at risk to his wrath. So, I never told anyone. I'm deeply ashamed about it. The mom guilt I have feels crushing sometimes. My son is 5 years old now, and pretty healthy but struggles with some aspects of speech. I always worry if the fall affected his brain in any way and maybe that's why he struggles with speech. Logically I know the hospital and my ex failed me when I really shouldn't have been left alone. But I'm just not sure if this guilt will ever leave me. I used to steal money from my school so I didn't look so poor. So, I only just remembered that I did this, lol. But, when I was in grade school, 1-6, the school used to have this mini competition, where whatever grade donated the most money to the school got, I think it was some kind of pizza party, which just meant like 2 or 3 cheap little C's, and the individual class that donated the most, I think got to watch a movie that same day. I was part of a group of kids that had to catalog how much was gotten from each class, then added it up with the other classes from each grade, and added to the sheet that tracked the entire thing to determine the winner. It was mostly quarters, but occasionally some kids would bring paper money. I grew up, and still am, super frigging poor. And some of the other kids that were in part of this special group used to kind of look down on me for it. Most of them were super well off, so, that's probably why. But, anyways, yeah, I used to steal some that shit. I had like some of my own mini rules and everything. I noted which teachers were super uppity, they counted it themselves, so they'd know if they were short when they saw the paper, and which ones didn't give a damn, hated their job, and just wanted a paycheck, which ones had no clue. I also knew that, one never ever steal paper money, people would notice. I knew to only ever take quarters, because all quarters looked alike, and it wouldn't be very conspicuous for me to actually have a few quarters. I never took more than $2 at a time either. I don't feel bad about it though, that school used to exploit the hell out of us, especially the group I was in. They'd get paid off by local business to have us write their ad campaigns for them. Super scummy in my opinion. I stole a bottle of water in front of the employees. It is really not a big deal, but this makes me smile as much as it makes me feel bad. It was a really hot summer and I went into a shop to buy a bottle of water. I took it and started to drink because I was really hot. Though I would pay it afterwards, but I ended up finish it in the store itself. So I went in front of an employee, asked him where there was a trash to throw away my empty bottle, and I left. It was the one and only time I stole something, so I felt bad. But still, it was kinda funny for me to ask where I could left my stolen product to an employee of the store. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe our channel.